Your Psychic Astro-Cast by YILDIZ Readings 5D, your psychic medium, soul coach, and intuitive astrologer online. Do you want it all in one place? Are you tired of getting less and really wanting more? Are you ready for a better ride? The First Wives Club says it best: don't get mad, get everything. If you're ready for your guidance from point A to point B in love, career, wellness, and more, join our Psychic Astro-Cast with YILDIZ Readings 5D. Let's get your life roadworthy and ready for success. Get it all with psychic updates, intuitive astrology, soul coaching, and more. Information is power. Welcome to our Psychic Astro-Cast online with YILDIZ Readings 5D. Yes, we are going to dive into the what, why, where, when, and how, and have a look at what's coming up this month to best navigate it. We'll first look back at last month to make some sense and context of it, and then into the must-know transits for the month. Yes, we have all areas covered. You can stream forward and stream back to the area of concern, and please feel free to visit us online at yildizreadings.com for your VIP edition. These are covered bi-monthly, and yes, as I mentioned, in the future, these may become a weekly edition. Now, those of you that are keen to really understand what went down last month to help you best navigate moving forward, especially if you were really up in your head to do with a particular area in your life, I'm going to help you make some context of that. Separately, we're then going to get straight into the updates for the big boy transits for the month of July 2022. If you do wish to, you can stream forward into the section that you find is most interesting or important to you at this point in time. Without further ado, let's take a look down memory lane. Now, yes, we did have quite a heavy transit last month, and especially due to the fact we were having a double Mercury retrograde. Even though it did go direct by the 3rd, shadow direct, it was a double Mercury retrograde. And during Mercury retrogrades, as we all know, they can be quite tedious. This one, being a double whammy, did cause a lot of conflict. We may have seen in the collective, in our working environment, lack of staff, extra burdens with their schedules, stress levels, and conflict mentally and physically. We had a full moon on the 14th in Sagittarius. Now, yes, this again did take us back to the past, all the way back to the eclipse season in 2021. So if you can remember back, very much linking to when we had a Venus retrograde, we did have an eclipse in Sagittarius. So psychically, I was picking this would feel a little bit like an eclipse, and it was because it was ending that cycle. So if you can think back to 2021 and situations that you personally were dealing with, you were closing that cycle. Now, Neptune also was gearing up, ready to go retrograde by the 28th of July. This did come very close to that new moon in Cancer, which are the themes that we will be moving into the month of July 2022 with. The other thing I can say is, due to the fact we are so close at the end of the month moving into July with that, those are themes that will continue into the month of July 2022. This can be a time where things become very transparent, very realistic. Initially, we may experience it and feel a little bit disillusioned, unsafe, and projectile. So, forewarned, forearmed. Now, the must-know for July 2022, as mentioned previously, is the recovery of Neptune retrograde. During that cycle, in the area of Pisces, you will be quality assuring and taking a very realistic approach. Retrogrades don't have to be negative. They're a time of introspection and adjustment. This month, we have a full moon in Capricorn and a new moon in Leo. We also have JUNO, the asteroid of marriage, moving retrograde, which can, at a collective level, cause triggers within relationships, be it you're single or couple. Those blasts from the past, like Venus retrograde, can occur. I'm hosting a webinar on the 12th if you want that added support. Moreover, this does retrograde on the 24th of July. Deep healing, we do have Aries in Chiron moving retrograde on the 19th of July. This also can be a time where we can reflect, we can heal, and we can gain extra courage to deal with any of those emotional challenges. Jupiter also by the 19th will move retrograde when it does come to expansion, transformation, and jumping in the deep end. We may feel that we're going backwards. Now, this doesn't have to be a negative thing. This can be a time within our charts and within our lives where we are reflecting and quality assuring those actions and steps forward for 2024. Hi Cancer, welcome back. Happy birthday and happy lunar return. Yes, this can be a very testing time post new moon that we had in June 2022. You are moving into the first week where we can have a lot of transits happening in your first house. So the Empress new close, I call it, you can be changing. This also can be a time in the first pocket of the month for the first half that you can be attracting people from the past, brand new energies into your life, but it's a little bit like a coin. What do you want? So this is a time of reflection, especially because we do have Mercury in Gemini until the 5th, where it then moves into the house of Cancer, so you can be super active. You also will be more direct with your communication, so pre-warned, forearmed. Neptune went retrograde last month, and yes, the marriage asteroid is going retrograde in the same house. So you may be reflecting upon your value systems during this time and what's right and what's not going to work for you. For some of you can be meeting with people of the past during this time and deeply reflective. But overall, you can find a new energy as we move into the full moon in Capricorn on the 13th. Big changes in the area of love. If you do want to dive deeper into this, come through to yildizreadings.com. We do have updates regularly and we will cover this further. But overall, I do see you romantically having changes happen, and it can be a very emotional time. So try and be patient with yourself for the first 2 weeks. This is a time of great transformation, and there can be some ripples happening in your relationship sector. Now, if you're in a very healthy relationship, it will stand the test of time. Don't stress. But yes, this month we do have Juno going retrograde, the marriage asteroid. So there will be tests relating to your value systems. This can be, where is the connection going? Are we going to take it to the next level? Do our values match? Also with what's going on with the trajectory. All those subjects can come up in belief systems. So if there is a time where you and your boo are not agreeing, it potentially could be coming out. Now, testing stress levels also. You may find moving into the full moon in Capricorn that tension reaches an all-time high. Now, for those of you that aren't on the same page, this can be the big conversation. Otherwise, for those of you point blank zero, there can be changes again, like the Emperor's new close. You're evolving, and so too will the connection. Now, there can be changes, and a change is as good as a holiday. It just depends on what fits your needs. Now, tensions surrounding home and family can be coming up, especially if you are going through a transition. So try and be patient during this time. The first 2 weeks can be a little bit testing. One of the warning dates is between the 2nd and the 3rd, so try and not rip your hair out. Check back with you in the area of love later in the month. Now, yes, from the previous new moon in Cancer, a lot of these subjects were linking back to 2020, so you'd be forgiven if you didn't notice some big things had changed. Career also can have a big shift this month, especially because of the full moon in Capricorn. Yes, the financial attribute and the way you're doing your job can be changing. You also could have circumstances in a change in position. You also could have a lot more on your plate this month. So try and keep grounded, take some time for self where you can, and try to be cautious with communication with superiors. There is an added bonus that extra money can come your way, but you might need to keep your cool. Now, from our previous new moon, it did land in your first house. You personally can be changing. It could be your style. It might be the way you eat, your attitudes and your emotions. So I would say eat slowly. I would also say that on a personal level, you may need to balance your solar plexus and your crown chakra. I do dive deeper into it within the VIP subscription that I do host on my website, if you did want that as an added advantage. For you at a personal level, this can be a very, very busy time, so you're going to have to pace yourself. This could be also a time that you reflect upon old habits and beliefs and how you deal with your stress. We have seen that in the collective of late. especially when it relates to masculine energies collectively and famous superstars becoming very depressed. It's important to look after your mind, body, soul, and this is a time during Neptune retrograde to really take a review on that and to deal with healthier ways of dealing with stress over pacifiers. Overall, this can be a very positive time and you can be changing your health, diet, and wellness, but you mustn't burn out. Oh, the empath of society. Yes, Cancer, you are one of those well-known energies that is very intuitive. And sometimes when we talk about psychic energy, I think we need, sometimes we compartmentalize it. Empath energy can be more susceptible to energy, especially when we are younger. It is there with less ego, therefore we're more susceptible to it. You also, because you do have the transits happening in your 12th house, can be open to vibrations affecting you. So it's very important to have that self-awareness and to create those healthy boundaries. I do feel at an intuitive level that your guides are trying to get in towards you, but you could really want to have a breakthrough with the circumstance. And this is a very bold message that came through for the VIPs. I do see that you guys do potentially have big decisions to make, but there's a psychological block at this point in time. So you might want the third eye cleared, and that's an added bonus. I also feel deep spiritual healing is happening relating to a past tense trauma, and your role in society is going to be changing. I do feel you've got some really exciting ideas, but you potentially could be very tired in the first 2 weeks, which is potentially making you feel they're unachievable. Please don't feel they're not achievable. Get a little bit of rest and allow the beauty to come towards you. Love and light. I'll see you in the next edition. Thanks for joining our Psychic Astro-Cast online with YILDIZ Readings 5D. If you haven't downloaded the app, please do so. Yes, you can actually get your posts on the go. Bookings, webinars, updates, notifications, and more. We also provide YouTube notifications if you didn't know. Yes, we will see you for each edition online with YILDIZ Readings, potentially more to come. Have a blessed month.